Hi guys, so I'm going to be going through some fraction of number with you today. I'll do a little bit of all of them, but I would definitely advise taking it one step at a time. So maybe just focusing on halves today, then quarters, then thirds, or did I say thirds, then quarters? I can't really remember. But yes, just maybe do it one at a time, just to make things a little easier. I'll start off nice and simple, and sort of remind you of the method. Even if you know your halves, and other things, in your head, fantastic. But I just want to show with the method for when you get to some of those bigger numbers that you might not always be able to work out. And especially when the top number changes as well. Okay, so just for the moment, we are going to work on a half. We'll do then a quarter, because that sort of links in with that one. And then we'll look at thirds. Okay, so those are the three I'll do quickly. And maybe we'll get on to the top number change as well today. Okay, so let's start off with a half of, and let's do a half of 8, which a lot of people will be going, I know a half of 8, fantastic, but I will show you the method as well, okay? So if you know the answer, you don't have to do the method, okay? But I am going to show you it. Okay, so I always try to remind you, what methods do we use? So we've got a method for adding, we've got a method for taking away, we've got a method for timesing, and a method for dividing. Okay, now which one do we use for fractions? We use division, okay? And I try to get you to remember it, because if you have a look at a fraction the way it's written, you've got a line and then you've got two numbers. So I sort of draw it like that and it looks like the division symbol. So that's the method we're going to use. And we use sharing circles, okay? So we do sharing when we're doing a fraction of a number. So how many circles do I need for a half of 8? It's this bottom number you look at. I need 2, okay? Because I'm sharing them between 2. I'm halving it. Then what I do is I share out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, to get the answer, I look at this number here. It only wants to know what one of those groups is, okay? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Each person in the two groups gets 4, okay? So that's how we work it out using a method, okay? So now that we've done that, I'm going to badly use my hand. The children always comment on that when I do it in the classroom. If you've got a rubber, use a rubber. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little higher number. And again, if you know the answer, fantastic. But I am going to show you with a method. So we're going to do half of 16. Okay, so again, I have a look. So I'm wanting two groups. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2. And I'm counting out 16, okay? Now, I just want to show you something. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What's wrong with that? It's not sharing, is it? If we've only got 16, and if I put 16 in there, then that person gets nothing. Okay, so let's do sharing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now it wants to know what one of those groups is. So I've got 1, 2, and sometimes I get them to cross it out so they can count it a bit easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Half of 16 is 8. Each person gets 8. Okay, let's try something a little different. Okay, apologies. My daughter has hidden the rubber somewhere in this house and I can't find it. Okay, so this time, write that. I could even leave that number in, and I'll come on to that because these two are linked in a way that we're going to learn a little later on, okay? Some of you might already know. So we've got a quarter this time. We call this 1 over 4 is called a quarter, okay? So a quarter of 16. Now, how many sharing circles do I need this time? I need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to share out my 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, it wants to know what's in one of those groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Each person in those groups gets 4. Okay, so a quarter of 16 equals 4. Now, I want to show you, I'm sort of going through quite quickly on those, but as I said, maybe just stick with one for today, but I just want to go through them in case, you know, you're feeling confident and you want to sort of, you know, have a little go at some different ones. Okay, so let's do that one. Okay, so I've now got, we call this, so this is 1 over 3, we call this a third. Okay, so this is 1/3 of 12. How many sharing circles do I need? I need 3. 1, 2, 3. How many am I sharing? 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many is in one of those groups? And I've got 4. You can check this as well with a multiplication if you know your 3's, because 4 3's are 12. So we know we've got the right answer, okay? Because these two have a little thing in common, okay? So that seems okay, doesn't it? So the only thing you need to watch is, when you're looking at fractions, what that bottom number is, because that tells us how many sharing circles we need to do. Now, do I show you the bigger number on top today? I might just do it, okay, just for one. So imagine if this number wasn't a 1, but it had a 2, okay? This says 2/3 of 12, okay? Now, instead of just counting one of those circles, it's asking how many's in 2 out of those 3. So I'm going to count 1, 2 up. So I've got 1, 2, well, I know I've got 4, so I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's it. That is all it is when that number changes on the top. It's asking you how many of the circles you are counting up. Okay? So, just to go through once more, we have got a half, a quarter, a third. Now, I've said in the planning, do a half today, maybe have a look at quarters tomorrow, and then do some thirds, and then do mixed up. Okay? And then maybe have a look at some of these bigger number ones on top. So, just to remind you, and I'll do one last sort of thing. So when we've got a fraction, okay, first of all, how do we know what method we're using? Okay, it looks like a little division symbol, okay? So I'm just going to put a half because that's the one we're focusing on today. So this number tells me how many circles to count. And this number tells me how many circles I'm sharing into. Okay? Now, I'm very aware that this is a very long video, so I'm going to stop it there. But have a go, see how you go today, and if you have any questions, just give me a message on Dojo. All right, bye.